Welcome back, folks. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Can-Am Defender and is it a capable trail machine? So the Can-Am Defender, is it just for work or can it also be a capable machine for trail riding? Today we're going to get into that a little bit. This is my 2019 Can-Am Defender. This is an XMR model, so that's kind of what we're going to be going over today and I want to be talking about. Of course, Can-Am does make various models. They have, of course, the HD7, the 9, and the 10. And they have them in base models and XT models and the XMR and obviously the limited model, which is top of the line. That is something we'll get into in a later video. But for today, for comparison, I'm just going to talk about my 19 XMR and how capable it is in the woods. So stick around, I'll give you my final opinion on that at the end, but for now we'll walk around and I'm going to show you some of the things that my Defender has that does help out tremendously in the woods. And first things first, right here in the front, I did remove the stock A-arm, which I think in the woods helps it articulate a lot better and definitely helps it go through the trail a lot better. On the XMR model, you do get the high clearance A-arms, which I think is a big help in the woods. If you're going over some of the rocks and some of the obstacles, it helps with the ground clearance. Also, on my Defender, I have put 30-inch tires on it, which the new limiteds I know come factory with 30s, but in my opinion, a 30 is a good size tire for the Defender. It doesn't kill the power, which in my 19, this is a 72 horse model. In 2020 and newer, the HD10s are 82 horse, which obviously you can go in, you can get the ECU flashed, add some horsepower, or you can do some clutch work, but in my opinion, I don't think it's necessary. But anyways, 30s do well. Of course, I got the winch up front just in case anything crazy does happen. I think winch is a must. These things are heavy. And if you do get in a bind, definitely comes in handy to get them out. Got rock sliders on there. If you're going to do any riding, especially in the mountains or anywhere like that, where it's a little bit of rocky terrain, those things do help. Obviously, I've got the windshield and the doors and all that, which if you've seen my buggy in previous videos, you already know. But you don't have to have all that stuff to go trail riding. You can just get one and go without all the accessories. I just do it because I think it's a little bit more comfortable. Walking around here, of course, like I say, it does have a dump bed. So, you know, if you want to do some work with it, that is definitely capable. But today we're going to try to focus on the trail riding capabilities. The XMR model does come with the snorkels. So if you get in water, you got everything up high to where you ain't got to worry about water getting in. And in the back also does have the high clearance A-arms in the back. They're not forward setting, they're just high clearance. So if you was wanting to run a bigger tire, these 30s don't rub, but if you was wanting to run, say a 32, you would have to get a forward setting A-arm. That way you can run a bigger tire. But 30s, I believe, especially with the stock clutching, is where it's at on the Defender. Of course, you do still get the big bed. I got the toolbox in there that takes up half of it, but that's nice. What else? I did put some lighting on it, got the roof, of course, but we're not talking about accessories. We're talking about trail riding. So another thing with the XMR model in 19 and the newer models all have the smart lock, which the smart lock technology is awesome. So with the smart lock right here, this is just in one wheel in the back. This is your rear diff lock. You can click the rear diff lock. That locks just both back in, or you can lock, you flip it halfway and you're limited in the front, or you can full diff lock and then you got all four locked and you're ready to rip. And it does have a mud version, which in the XMR, it's just kind of a lower gear, which the XMR does have a gear reduction, which definitely helps it in the trail. It gives it that low end to do the creeping up the hills. And if you get into the mud situation, you can really, gives it that low gear. So anyways, that's just kind of a walk around, like I say, on my 19 XMR. So let's talk, do I think this can be a strict trail machine? Like, if you're thinking about buying a buggy and you're like, well, I like the 3 seats, right? That's one reason why I have it. Got to have a 3-seater, got to have big enough for 3, but don't really want to go with the 4-seater version yet. And I need a bed, right? Because some of us don't use these strictly just for trail riding. So the bed is nice to even, so let's say you're not going to work with it, but you want to haul a bunch of coolers, you want to haul a bunch of gear, you like hauling all your tools and everything for the trail. It's nice to have the bed space. So is the Defender an option if I was going to go spend the money and just trail ride? In my opinion, absolutely. And if you don't believe me, go back, watch some of the videos that we've done. We've taken this thing to Hatfield. We've taken it to Tecumseh Trails, a couple other places we went riding. Check out some of our videos where we have this thing in the trail. And I mean, it absolutely eats up the trails. I think it does an amazing job. Is it a little underpowered? Yeah, but you also got to know its capabilities, right? So do I feel like this machine, you're going to go out and hit double black diamonds and just absolutely, tear them up? No, because that's really not what it's built for. I mean, if you was wanting to go out and hit the hardest of the hardest, then yeah, maybe you want to, look at a X3 or maybe a Razor Pro or KRX, maybe want something along them lines. But if you're just wanting to go out, we've hit blue, of course, the greens, the blues, and we've hit some blacks in this machine. And as long as they're not too crazy, it does just fine. And so if the Defender is something that you are interested in and you're thinking, man, but I just don't know, because I want to do a bunch of trail ride. I trail ride this thing 90% of the time. 10% of the time, might haul some firewood or, do some things around the house with it. But 90% of the time I use this as a trail machine, and it has not let me down. It does absolutely amazing in the trails. But like I say, I like to cruise on the greens. We do some of the blues, and of course some blacks. We like to do a little bit of technical stuff from time to time, and it's definitely capable. I have had it set up just a little bit. It's modified a little bit from stock, but not a lot. I mean, I don't have a fortune. I don't have any clutch work done to this thing. I don't have any, the ECU ain't flashed. The axles and everything are all still factory. They're all still stock. So, do I think you could go buy one off showroom floor and take her to the woods and have a good time? Absolutely. I wouldn't be scared one bit. Just in conclusion, in my opinion, if you're on the fence about, I want a Defender, but can I take it and have fun on the trails? I say 100% yeah, pull the trigger. I mean, you won't be disappointed. But again, that's my opinion and my experience from what I do in my Defender. So anyways, appreciate y'all. That's just a short video today. We're going to get obviously some more footage in the woods. Hopefully we get to some more trail systems and you'll see more of the capabilities of the old Defender. And keep liking, keep subscribing. I appreciate y'all following along, and we'll see you on the next one.